नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा प्रहलादानंद प्रभु।
हरि बोल प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
धन्यवाद। जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन जय मुकुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन कालिंदी जमुना जय जय केशी घाट बंशी बाट द्वादश कानन जहाँ सब लीला कैल श्रीनंद नंदन श्रीनंद यशोदा जय जय गोपगण श्रीदाम जय जय धेनुवत्सगण जय वृषभानु जय कीर्तिदा सुंदरी जय पूर्णमासी जय अभिरानग जय जय गोपेश्वर वृंदावन जय जय कृष्ण सखा पटुदी जरा जय राम घाट जय रोहिणी नंदन जय जय वृंदावन वासी जात जान जय द्विज पत्नी जय नाग कनक भक्ति पे जवारा पैल बिंदचर शिरास मंडल जय जय राधा श्याम जय जय आश लीला सर्वमनोरम जय जल रस सर्वरस और किया भावे जा भजेते प्रजा श्रीजानव पाद पद्म कोरियास्मरण दीन कृष्ण दास कहे नाम संकीर्तन हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे So Prahladananda Prabhu, our Govardhan Puja, it's on Sunday. We are observing here on Sunday in Alachua. And officially it is on Tuesday. Hare Krishna Somen Prabhu. And so we thought today we'll discuss about Govardhan Puja because we will not have Wednesday before Govardhan Puja. So we'll discuss a little bit of Govardhan Puja. There is a famous verse, I'll try to put it on the WhatsApp possible, that anyone want to worship Giriraj, it's very simple. They can just fold their hand and say, Namaste Girirajaya Govardhaniti Namine Ashesha Klesha Nashaya Paramanandadaine. So Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naranjaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistaki. Somen Prabhu, how many years you are observing Govardhan Puja?
So Prabhu, 5 years.
Oh wow, that's
Coming
very
here.
nice.
Yes.
I don't remember in Hindu culture so much of Govardhan Puja.
Yes. Prabhu.
Maybe Annakut is there, I heard that, but I
Yes.
didn't observe.
Yes.
I didn't see in the village. But Annakut, the word is there. Annapurna Puja is different than Annakut. Annapurna Puja is like some demigod, kind of a material Lakshmi.
Yes.
So Govardhan Puja is one of the most joyful as well as instructive festival of the year, I would say. In ISKCON we observe. Now it is a festival that Lord Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, the absolute truth, personally taught by his instruction and by his example of how Sri Giriraj Govardhan should be honored and served with love. And the heel of Govardhan is Krishna himself with 6 opulences. But by his own divine pastimes also accept the role of the servant, of the servant, of the servant of the Lord. So Sri Giriraj Govardhan, we should remember always, he is a God, also he has a Abhiman as a servant. So Giri Govardhan, although Supreme Absolute Truth with all opulences, the origin of all incarnation, also takes a role of a Haridasa Varja. Haridasa Varja. That's how Giriraj's name is there, as a Haridasa Varja. In Varaha Puran, describes that one who worships Govardhan hill properly or sincerely does the parikrama of Govardhan hill, never again have to take birth in this material world. So this is important, huh? If we can make the whole Americans do the parikrama one time to Govardhan, then they never will have to take birth. They will go to spiritual abode. So nice, so easy way. Of course, they have to know the glory of Govardhan. So today also we are going to discuss a little bit about Giriraj's origin. Where this Giriraj origin coming from? in that regards, if we think of beyond this material existence is the spiritual realm. And within the Brahma Jyoti or Parabhum, the spiritual sky, there are countless of Vaikuntha planets. And those who achieve the perfection of the path of knowledge, impersonalist, can achieve liberation of entering in the spiritual sky and remain there as a spark of light within the unlimited light, which is radiating from Krishna's own effulgence. Within that spiritual sky, there are abodes of the Lord, where Lord Narayan is eternally reciprocating loving pastimes with his devotees and always being worshipped by Lakshmi Devi. But the supreme most intimate of all the abodes is Golok Vrindavan. In Brahma Samhita, it is nicely explained. Golokanamni nijadhamni taleshatasya Devi Mahesha Haridhameshu teshu teshu te te prabhava nichaya vihitasya jena Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. According to that verse, the supreme most intimate of all the abodes is Golok Vrindavan, where Shri Radha and Krishna eternally perform their pastimes with their associates. Srimati Radharani is Krishna's pleasure potency, Ladini Shakti, the original Shakti of whom all other potencies of the Lord originates. In the spiritual world, when we speak about days, it is not limited to the time reference that we have in this world. Srimati Radharani in the arena of the Raslila appealed to Krishna. She said, if you are pleased with my love of the gopis, the forest of Vrindavan, and the heart, please fulfill the desire of my heart. Srimati Radharani mentioned that. And Krishna responded, Lord Krishna responded that he would fulfill whatever the desire was there in her heart. So Srimati Radharani, she prayed for this by saying, please create supreme most pleasurable place where we could perform our lila pastimes. Krishna then closed his eyes and with his divine awareness searched for the very essence of the love of his heart. From the essence of Krishna's love emerged a tiny seed. Right in the holy place of Rashodam's stage. And that seed, it grow into a stone, then a rock, then it started growing and growing, growing, and became a hill, a great mountain. Srimati Radharani, all the gopis were watching. That this is Krishna's feeling for Radharani coming at that moment. And it grew. It would not stop. So Krishna had to put his hand and stop his growth. It blossomed with unlimited desire trees, beautiful lakes, rivers, caves filled with precious jewels. So I hope you all can remember the origin of Giriraj comes from the Lord Krishna's heart. Of course, when Srimati Radharani noticed that how much he has love for her, she was so happy. And they spent the rest of the day exploring the beauty of that Giriraj Govardhan. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad in Upadeshamrita, slok number 9, he said the superior to Vaikuntha, Vaikuntha Janita Vara Tatrapi Madhupuri Rasotsavada, Brindaranya Udara Pani Ramana Tatrapi Govardhana. So Rupa Goswami Pad says that above the Vaikuntha is Madhupuri, where Krishna takes birth, Mathura. And above Madhupuri is Vrindavan. And above Vrindavan is Govardhan. So the hill that Krishna lifted with the little finger of his left hand to protect his devotee, to curb the pride of Indra, that hill which is the favorite place of the loving pastimes of Krishna and the Gopas and Gopis. And the supreme place at Govardhan Hill is Sri Radha Kunda and Shama Kunda, which are eternally resting at the very feet of Sri Govardhan Hill. Now, if you ever wonder, how did he get the name Govardhan? That is also very nice. In Gopal Champu, we will be reading. We are already reading now Gopal Champu. Those who have time, you can always join. In Gopal Champu, also it explains that how Krishna in Golok Dham, in the spiritual world, expressed to Srimati Radharani that on the call of Brahmaji, he wants to descend on the earthly planet in the material world, and Lord Krishna requested Radharani also to appear along with him. So at that time, Srimati Radharani revealed her heart to Lord Krishna that I'll certainly go wherever you want you go, my Lord, but I will not find real happiness without Jamuna, the forest Vrindavan, and Giriraj Govardhan. So Krishna told Srimati Radharani that he had already sent Govardhan Hill to appear within this world. And you can find few sources where Giriraj appearance details given. In this world, receiving of the name of Giriraj is described in the 2nd chapter of Vrindavan Khanda of Garga Samhita. Garga Samhita explained this, that Gargacharya, in a council of wise and elderly Gopas of Braja, that he included Nanda Maharaj and his brother Sananda amongst the discussion. And the previously mentioned topics were stated upon.
We just have the regular ones, like we have wireless ones, and then just ones without.
with Sri Radha in this world correlated with the desire to descend, with the desire where she, as Srimati Radharani says, she would like to come down when there will be Vrindavan Dham, Jamuna Devi, Giri Govardhan are there. So on the western side of Salmal Deep, the son of Govardhan appeared as a son of Drona hill. And Govardhan's appearance made the demigod happily rain flowers down. They know that he comes from spiritual world. And he became the Giriraj, means the king of all the mountains. And Govardhan is perfectly complete. Swayam Bhagavan, Sri Krishna, sporting place from Golok. After he got crowned to become the king, then Vrindavan, the village Vrindavan from Golok Vrindavan, resting in Govardhan's lap, you can say, like a child is on the lap of father, like that. So Govardhan name is known as a Giriraj. Now we know that story of how once Polastha Rishi, one of the 7 munis, as he was touring the holy places, became stunned upon seeing the beautiful trees, wonderful flowers, fruits, gardens, that exquisitely beautiful son of Dronachal. So Giriraj Govardhan, so Pulastha Muni, when he went there, and Dronachal was well known. Now in your intelligence, you have to understand, just like Himalaya. Himalaya is a mountain in India. Himalaya is also a person. That mountain, just like you have a body, you are not the body, you have a soul. Similarly, there is a soul, great soul, whose name is Himalaya, and he also takes the form of mountain. So similarly, Dronachal is also a mountain. Giriraj, Govardhan is also a mountain, but it's Krishna himself. So then, when Pulastha Rishi was visiting Dronachal, and as he was touring, he saw this beautiful son he has, and he literally kind of asked if he can give a boon, and then he demanded that I want the Giriraj to come to Kashi, Benaras, where Ganges are flowing. Dronachal was very affectionate for his son, but fearing the curse of the Muni, because Pulastha Rishi was very heavy, powerful, austere. When you advance, when you get so much tapasya, austerity, you get power. It comes with power. So Dronachal was very affectionate to his son, but fearing the curse of the Muni, he asked, how will you take Govardhan from here? This, thousands, millions miles far. Govardhan is 64 miles long, 5 jojanas or 40 miles broad. Of course, now if you say, well, we went to Vrindavan, we don't see that big, because every moment a little portion is disappearing. So Govardhan agreed to go along with the Muni on one condition. Muni, wherever you place me down due to the heavy weight, there I will remain. Pulastya Muni promised. Okay. So he would take Govardhan to Kashi, not putting him down anywhere on the road. The powerful father of Govardhan, Dronachal, offered pranam. Then the Muni lifted up Govardhan in his hand. It was very powerful. Just imagine. To carry 64 miles long and 40 miles broad and 2 jojonas or 16-mile height. So just imagine how how heavy it is. So he took, but he had a power on his own hand. He could lift up that high. As they were living and they were flying towards Benares, as Govardhan was passing by, he all of a sudden noticed, oh, this is Vrindavan. Where am I going? Unparalleled beauty, where Sri Krishna's childhood pastime will take place and Koisharas. So remembering Jamuna and Gopas and Gopis, Krishna's pastime with the eightfold, Srimati Radharani are our associate. So Govardhan, Giriraj, Govardhan had no desire to go to any other place, leaving Braja. So in this way, Govardhan became so heavy that the Pulastya Muni felt like he cannot bear anymore, forgot his own promising talk. You know, when you are under so much pressure, you do something mistake like that. In our life, we see that. So Pulastya Rishi, when he felt the weight of the mountain so heavy, then he forgot that he promised that anywhere he placed, that's where he's going to stay. So Giriraj was placed there to take, do his oblation morning. And as he sat, then the Munis, of course, he finished his morning duty and then he says, Giriraj, come again, let's go. We'll go to our destiny. Govardhan did not accept his request to get up. So even though Pulastya Rishi tried his best, but he already broke his promise. The contract was wherever he placed, he's going to stay there. So Govardhan saw, here is Krishna's eternal abode. This is my place. So he didn't want to go. Actually, we have to understand that Giriraj was using Jogomaya to actually travel from a million miles far away to Vrindavan. So by this Pulastya Rishi. Because in Satyajuga, Govardhan hill was huge, came in Satyajuga. He had a gigantic mountain peak by far higher than Mount Everest. Mount Everest is what? About 29,000 feet or something. Yes. And that's where Giriraj lies. So as Muni could not take him, so he cursed that every day a amount of a sesame seed. I'm not sure how you measure it, but sesame seed is small. But if we talk about thousands of years, obviously it's not small anymore, it's like a big. So Govardhan is going down, 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 down. It's still going down. We are fortunate, but after thousands of years, it will disappear. So we are very fortunate that we can still go, and if you have a Bhagavatam, you can look at this 10th canto, 21 chapter, 18 verse. The gopis address to the this beautiful Giriraj. Hanti ayam adri abala haridasa varja jad Rama Krishna charana sparsha pramoda manam tanati saha goganayar tayorjat paniya suyavasu kandara kandamule. That out of all the devotees in the whole unlimited universes, this Govardhan hill is the best devotee. This is the gopis. Actually, Vanacharya said Radharani was paying. So one gopi, the Radharani is speaking to the other Sakis. Oh, my dear friends, I tell you why he is the best. Haridasa Varja. Haridasa Varja. Because this hill supplies Krishna and Balaram along with their calves, cows and cowherd friends, all kinds of necessity.
Haribol Prabhuji, are you muted?
Okay, so Srimati Radharani is speaking to the gopis that why Giriraj is the best servant. She explained because this Giriraj supplies my Lord Krishna and Balaram along with their calves, cows, cowherd friends, all kinds of necessary. Whatever the Brajvasis needs, all the necessities like water for drinking, soft grass, caves to rest, fruits to eat, flowers to smell, decorate, vegetables, everything supplied by Giriraj. In this way, the hill offers respect to the Lord. And by touching, by the lotus feet of Lord Krishna and Balaram, Govardhan hill appears very jubilant. So this verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took it very seriously. Now question comes, how do you worship Giriraj? After Rasulila, Radha Krishna was together. And while you are worshipping, you have to remember these pastimes. That how Srimati Radharani asked Krishna, if you are very much happy with me, then reveal how much love you have. I don't think materially you can calculate that. Only spiritually possible. So that's why our Krishna, in his meditation, he pulls out something from his heart. And that's how, and then he placed right in front of her where that seed started growing to a big hill, and Krishna had to stop, otherwise it was going. So how much love? It's like unlimited love. Now when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you can see in Chaitanya Chaitamrita, Madhya Lila 18th chapter explains, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Giriraj, he first went to a temple called Haridev. I'm sure anybody visited Giriraj, Govardhan, you must visit that temple first. It's like a kind of a compulsory. And there it says, even written, at least one time I saw, one should not step on the hill. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came to visit Govardhan, he did not step on the hill. Any stones can be worshipped as Govardhan Shila without installation of the deity. Especially in the holy month of Kartik, this month, I know hundreds, if not thousands, the devotees from ISKCON, they literally go and worship Giriraj and take some Giriraj in their bag or pocket, and they want to take to their country and worship. And a lot of devotee goes there bare feet, I saw. It's a long parikrama, but beautiful, very joyful. And there are many ways people do parikrama also. If you remember, they do like Dandavat parikrama, then they keep counting those rocks, and then next they add one more rocks, then next. This way, sometimes it takes 3-4 days, sometimes it takes 1 week just to do whole Giriraj parikrama. Now, Sanatana Goswami Pad, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, when he went to Giriraj, now you can get the same benefit by meditating on it. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says by mind we can also worship Giriraj and do parikrama. If you follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, generally we do, then he came to Kusum Sarovar. First he had a darshan of Haridev, then Kusum Sarovar he took bath, and he took permission you have to take the permission from Haridev to do parikrama. That's proper. Now Sanatana Goswami Pad, in our life we see that he did parikrama every day with such a love that even at old age, he did not stop. And as a result, even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reciprocated, Lord Krishna reciprocated and told him, stop, you are too old. But Sanatana Goswami Pad would not stop. So what did Krishna do? He placed his lotus feet, cow herding stick, and footprint of calf in a small Giriraj and gave it to Sanatana Goswami. And Lord Krishna says, just do this parikrama. You don't have to go the whole mountain parikrama. So if you have a Giriraj in your house, you can do parikrama every day, especially this month. That will be very nice. And if you don't have a facility to do parikrama, you can bring the Giriraj and place it in the middle of your living room or wherever you are and do parikrama and then bring it back. Now Giriraj, even though I mentioned the story of Pulastya Rishi, that how sesame seed amount it will go down. But actually Giriraj is eternal and there is no time effect in one sense. The reason I mentioned because Obiram Thakur, he was playing with Krishna and Krishna said, okay, hide and seek. 1, 2, 3, everybody hides, then the other group of boys goes and finds. And one group came out and other groups were hiding, and Obiram Thakur was one of them. His name was Sridhar. So then, as they left, Obiram Thakur was waiting for 1 minute for them to call. And then Nityananda Prabhu went there and he said, Obiram, Obiram, Sridhar, where are you? And Obiram Thakur come out. He said, who is calling me? Nityananda Prabhu said, me, Bolai, Balaram. So Obiram Thakur looked at him. How can you be Balaram? He looks so small. And I'm so big. Because in Satyuga, our physical size was about 14 feet. In Kali Yuga, average height should be 7 feet or less. You don't see too many more than 7 feet. Very rare. Mostly 7 feet or shorter. In Dwapar Yuga was a 14 feet or shorter. We know Muchukunda story when Lord Krishna met. Lord Krishna appeared, of course he is Supreme Lord, but still he appeared as a 14 feet, but Muchukunda was double the size. From Satyuga he was sleeping. Even Balaram's wife, she was almost double the taller in size of Balaram's Dwapara age. So Balaram with the plow pull her down to his size. Little, just a tiny shorter than him by his plow. And then he married her. Because she comes from Satyuga. Satyuga, everybody is 28 feet. Just imagine you going out, everybody is 28 feet. You have to look up. But we are in Kali Yuga, so we don't have that problem. Everybody is 7 feet or less. So then Obiram Thakur says, how can you be the Balaram? You look so small, short. He said, this is Kali Yuga. So what do you mean Kali Yuga? So then he explained him what is Kali Yuga. Well, first of all, he said, let me test if you are Balaram. So they did a parikrama. This is how they test. They do parikrama so fast, like 1,000 times every day. Now you wonder, like 28 miles, 1,000 times, how they do it. They're coward boys in Dwapar Yuga. They can, and their body was 14 feet. I guess is double the running speed. So every time he went around and he comes back, he see next to him is Nityananda Prabhu. Then after second time, third time, and then he says, you are Balaram. How did you become so small? He said, this is Kali Yuga. So he said, where is Kanai? Kana means Krishna. He said, oh, he came as a Nimai. He is in Navadvip. So let's go. So he took in there. And of course, Mahaprabhu having a big kirtan. So when he appeared, everybody was looking at him because he's a 14 feet and everybody else is like 7 feet. Mahaprabhu was 7 feet. Mahaprabhu's Srila Prabhupada mentioned he's 7 feet tall. So then Nimai looked at Nityananda Prabhu and says, oh, he will not fit, what to do? So they told Obiram, you go like this. You know, you put both hands like this on your head. I don't know if you are little kids, you play like this. And he went like this. And one side, Nityananda Prabhu, and one side, Mahaprabhu was hanging from his shoulder and pull him down to 7 feet, fit to Kali Yuga. Because he didn't take birth. He was hiding in a cave for Krishna to come back. That was 5,000 years back. But 5,000 years to him, it was like a moment. like a few minutes. So that was very nice. We can also see Raghunath Das Goswami's worshipping Giriraj. This is another lesson of Giriraj. When he ran away from his house, he came to Jagannath Puri, and then he was given to Raghunath Das Swarup Damodar to be under, and he was there. And then one time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave Raghunath Das Goswami two things. One, Giriraj Shila, and another was Gunjamala. Gunjamala is a red, black, very attractive. And then, so Raghunath Das Goswami used to worship. He used to bathe him. I hope you know how to bathe Giriraj. Well, I don't know if everybody can bathe Giriraj like that, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to bathe him through his tears. And Raghunath Das Goswami also adapted that. He used to cry so profusely. See, my heart is so dirty that I'm laughing, remembering that. But Raghunath Das Goswami used to cry, and through the tears, Mahaprabhu was also bathing, doing Abhishek every day to Giriraj. So Giriraj, I mean, our temple we are going to celebrate on Sunday. Actual day is on Tuesday. So I don't know wherever you are when you are celebrating the Giriraj. But these are the some pastimes that on the Giriraj Govardhan Day, how we can celebrate by remembering those. And simple prayers, I'll try to put it on the WhatsApp so you can fold your hand and you say, Namaste Girirajaya Govardhanaiti Namine Ashesha Klesha Nashaya Parama Anandadaine. Very simple. It was a very wonderful story how this pranam mantra came into our life. There was one Mataji in Mathura. She was very old, but she was in love with Giriraj. But when she was old, she could not go from Mathura to Vrindavan. It's so far for her. And those days, they didn't have any road or easy to go. So she was very much crying. In desperate, she said, I want to offer this. So she cooked a big offering. When she cooked a big offering, and a wonderful vegetable, and she brought as many preparations possible. And then she was offering and she was crying that, my Lord, I'm so old now, I cannot go to offer you. But you are supreme. You can accept my offering from there. All of a sudden she saw a golden hand with jewelry in the hand, grabbing the offering from the altar right in front. And she was like, whoa, what is? And then she realized, oh, this is Giriraj. From Govardhan, extended the hand and accepted all her offerings. That's why this prayers is very powerful, especially all the devotees in our temple in Vrindavan. They chant this mantra, Namaste Girirajaya Govardhaniti Nami Ashesha Klesha Nashaya Paramanandadaine. Oh, you remove all my suffering. I was so desperate to offer you, but I could not go. I'm old. But you are so kind that you fulfill my desire. You made me so joyful. And then after that, this Mataji left this world and went to Golok Vrindavan to serve there. So this is beautiful. Even if you meditate, sit down one place that Govardhan Hill is known as Haridasa Varja. As I mentioned, Bhagavatam 10.21.18. Just that verse, Radharani spoke so meditative that, okay, Giriraj has a lots of fruits, roots, herbs to serve Krishna. He's supplying crystal water. Just think, these are the real glory. Newly grown grass for the cows. Beautiful flowers for the gopis to make garland for Radharani to offer to Krishna. Lot of caves where Radha Krishna sits there and have their wonderful pastimes. Big cave. All the gopis sits around and creates a very private pastimes. And Giriraj also has a minerals to paint Krishna's body. They decorate Krishna's body like tattoos. But I'm not promoting tattoos. I hope you don't misunderstand. But they do. Tattoo has an origin in Govardhan, where Krishna's body is decorated with this goirik dhatu, some kind of a mud with the rocks paste. It's so attractive. They still have this, they sell. And there is a lot of fountain, waterfalls. You can just meditate. Radha Krishna there with the gopis, cows. There's a beautiful fountain, the water coming. Out of ecstasy from his body, this pores, the sweats comes, but it's actually, of course, he has a Sachidananda body, so this is like a pure, wonderful, you can say, decoration, his body, that just for Radha Krishna's pastimes. Now I heard a story, but none of our Acharya ever mentioned, but this is the Brajavashi, they talks that one time Lord Krishna was performing a pastime song with a Chandravali, and at that time, just to create some contrary rasas with Srimati Radharani, he realized that a lot of footprint of Chandravali and Krishna together all over Govardhan. So he was wishing, oh, I wish there would be heavy rain and wash off all the footprint. That's why Indra was made angry and heavy rain came and washed off all. Now, it sounds good story, but none of the our Acharya. And of course, Giriraj also, you can think of, I think they're doing this year actually, 1977, that when Srila Prabhupada was about to leave, he expressed to do Govardhan Parikrama, even though he was so sick. So Srila Prabhupada was ill, yet he expressed to go spend the night at Govardhan on Govardhan Puja day, camp out after Parikrama. That's why right after Govardhan Puja is Prabhupada's disappearance day. Because Prabhupada wanted to do Parikrama before. And all the flowers he had, they were extremely, all the, there's actually mostly two groups, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, Bhavananda Maharaj, they were on one side, and the other side were the other groups who wants to take Prabhupada on a Parikrama. And the Tamal Krishna Maharaj's group, they don't want Prabhupada to go anywhere because he was very weak and they thought he may leave his body. So he should not go, rather he should rest here and we'll take care of him. Of course, some of the devotees out of extreme love for Srila Prabhupada felt very difficult to let Srila Prabhupada go, even though he desired because his body has no muscle. If you look at very close, Prabhupada's last part of his life, about to leave, it's hardly there was any muscle. It's only bones and skin. So it will be very extremely difficult. Their life depends on him. So they were thinking not letting him go for Prabhupada's sake. And then there is another group, they also tremendous love for Srila Prabhupada, and they thought that they want to fulfill Prabhupada's desire. Some or other, Srila Prabhupada did not go. And after Giriraj Puja, few days, I think this year we are celebrating on Friday, and Giri Govardhan Puja is on Tuesday. So I'm ending here. If any question. Now, it was very interesting. I remember one lecture of Radhanath Maharaj many years back. I'll never forget. He said something very interesting. No, I think it was Sachinandan Maharaj. He says, I wonder why Indra was so angry. I mean, if you, the way I think Maharaj put it was very interesting. He said, there are thousands of Indra Jagna all over the world. Vrindavan is not the only place they do Jagna for Indra. So many places. Even nobody in heaven saw Indra that angry. Because the rain, he said, was like a horrible, like a devastating. In a devastation time, Samvartaka cloud comes. So Maharaj made a point that even though he had thousands of eyes, but he was blinded, could not see Krishna. Why? The intoxication that blinded him was not a wine or a honey, but was a false ego. I'll never forget that. The moment we are proud, we may lose our vision. So humility grants perception of reality. That is the point. And there is a beautiful story of Jiva Goswami paths in Gopal Champu on Govardhan, and that which we will read in you all can join. We are doing Gopal Champu every day. 5 days a week from 10 to 10:30 to 12:30, but it goes a little more. And there's a beautiful story I never heard. It's not in Bhagavatam, but it's a fascinating story. We'll discuss that on that day. And there's a big group of devotees going on parikrama, and you can follow that. Indradumna Maharaj is doing parikrama. I was noticing he sent something. Many devotees doing different group going on parikrama. And it's a good meditative place. What fascinates me also, that after Giriraj worship, what happened to the Brajavashi? They all were afraid that Krishna may be God. So that was also a fascinating story that you can meditate. Okay. I close my discussion today with that. Any other further discussion or any comment? Hare Krishna devotees.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
The Prabhu, who was the Obiram Thakura? Because Obiram Thakura, you told that he appeared in the Dapur Yuga, right? And he was sleeping for 5,000 years and in the cave, right? And then he appears during that time, Prabhu?
No, his name is Obiram Thakur now. He was Sridham.
Oh, Sridham Thakur, okay.
In the play, they play every day, the coward boys. And in a hide and seek game, I don't know if you did it when you were a child. I did also,
Yes,
hide
yes,
and
Prabhu.
seek game.
Yes. Yes.
So it's originally, Krishna also plays that game. And hide and seek, one group hides, the another group says some sound, 1, 2, 3, and then they have to find. So in hide and seek game, Obiram Sridham was hiding, and he didn't feel more than, from our standpoint, our perspective is 5,000 years. But from his perspective, it was just a few moments.
Yes.
But he was confused because Balaram came as a Nitai, was half the size.
Oh, okay. Yes.
It's something to meditate, easy to meditate, no, on Govardhan Puja Day.
Yeah. Yes. Prabhu.
Yeah, you can think this, it purifies. Our consciousness get purified just by meditating on those wonderful pastimes. Thank you, Prabhu, for asking.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. If there is no other, then we can close, and looking forward to see you all next Wednesday.
Yeah, Prabhu, I have just last one question. Prabhu,
Sure.
that you were telling that every day it is decaying after the Pulastha Muni scars by a rate of sesame seed. So
Yeah.
every day it is decaying. So it is getting like flattened, right? The Giriraj mountain right now. Almost
It is.
flat.
It is. I mean, sesame seed is not a big amount in a measurable, or whatever.
Yes.
Those days there, tilardha, tilardha. Say tilardha. So I'll go by the amount of sesame. But when you talk about million years, that's a big deal.
That's a bit, yes, yes.
Million sesame is a lot of weight. I mean, a lot of length.
Okay.
So.
And in circumference, it is like 13 miles parikrama, Prabhu, right? It is the entire Giriraj mountain.
I'm not sure right now how big, but how it was originally, I don't think you will see that anymore, because everything is like shrinking down. Original measurement was 64 miles length, 64 miles. 64 miles is lot, isn't it?
Yes, 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 Prabhu.
I don't know, it will take probably few hours at least, 5-6
Yes.
hours, I don't know.
More than that, yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, more than that. So 64 miles long, then 40 miles broad.
Okay.
So if you circumference means length and the breadth.
That is huge, yes.
So I don't think it is possible in one day completely.
Yes, yes.
But nowadays you see it's not that big anymore. And it will go down and down and down.
Every
I
day.
don't know, after 10,000 years it may disappear.
Yeah.
And,
devotees are supposed
16 miles height.
Height. Okay. Yes, Prabhu. Wow, huge. And devotees are supposed to do the parikrama from that Haridev temple by bare feet, right? That entire
Yeah,
journey.
I did that a few years back,
Years back.
long
Okay.
time back. 1 year we'll go, Prabhu. From here, we'll all go and do parikrama there again.
So it's so holy, Prabhu. Thank you.
Oh yes, you'll be surprised how many thousands and thousands of devotees right now there.
Yes.
From ISKCON, all over the world. It's like
All over the
unbelievable.
world. They are going towards there. Yes. In Kartik
Yeah.
Parikrama. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
It's very holy.
Even,
Prabhu.
yeah. Yes. It's
Thank you,
fact.
Prabhu, for explaining. The many new things actually came out. I didn't know many facts that you explained today. So good, Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpataruvesya. Kripa sindhu bhaiva cha patitanam pavane Vaishnavim pho namo. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanand.